Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of our health and wellbeing series where we're in Perk today. And if you don't know where Perk is, I feel incredibly sorry for you. It is my favourite donut and coffee restaurant or cafe, and I absolutely love it. So if you get a chance when you're in Inverness, come and have a shot in here and it's amazing. But also we're joined by Nicole, who is a long-term client of mine, and today we're going to discuss relationships with food and the process she's kind of gone through to basically change her thinking around her food choices, her lifestyle, and basically now how she sees her health. So Nicole, thank you for coming and doing this.
Thank you.
It's quite nervy, isn't it?
A little bit,
Yeah, I love it.
That's helped though.
Yes, they do
Coffee.
indeed. They do indeed.
So that's all right.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So basically, give us a little lowdown in terms of where you were a couple of years ago with your relationship with food, a lot of fad diets. Give me a little lowdown.
So before I came to see you, my eating habits and my food, everything was a bit erratic and all over the place. I didn't really have a good routine. I used to go to Slimming World, Weight Watchers, I've done them all, and never really got anywhere long term with them. Short term gains, and we just end up just putting the weight back on and stuff. I was a bit of a binge eater, and a lot actually of a binger. I would spend a fortune on crisps and Harry-Gows and all these goodies, but and I would just sit and binge, and it's just not a good look. It's just not healthy.
Normal stuff.
Yeah, that a lot of people do, and
Yeah.
just I had to make changes for my physical health, my mental health. Yeah, I had to get on top of it all.
Yeah, I think the big one for me, and again, a lot of people can relate to this, it was just like a vicious cycle with you, with a lot of fads, a lot of different ways of eating and different approaches more than anything else.
Yeah.
And it was never lifestyle related for you. It was just a case of what you felt at the time might help short term.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of females go through this, of course, we know that. You mentioned Slimming World. Let's just get into it, because
Let's do it.
I actually love talking about Slimming World because
Yeah.
it divides like so many different camps. And
yeah.
how many sins do you think are in that?
Oh, like off the chart, unrecordable.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot.
You wouldn't get a clap at Slimming World for one of them.
Yeah.
Slimming World has its place.
Yeah.
It does have its place in society. It is valuable in the sense that you can lose a lot of weight in a shortish space of time, and the group sort of setting and everyone praising you, that is good.
Yeah.
You do feel good. You go there, you build up rapport and relationships and with other people when you're there, and it is good and you enjoy it, you get into it. But however, I came to a point where I just came to a standstill.
Yeah.
So I was going to the gym. I've always been going to the gym on and off for years, and still going to the gym while I was at Slimming World. However, I would lose such small, tiny little amounts of weight every week. And for me, when I was going there, even though I was doing like half a pound, or I would stay the same, or I would gain half a pound, it was quite disheartening to me, because I was working hard, following the plan most of the time, but also still going to the gym. Whereas the girls who were just doing the plan, the weight was falling off them.
Okay,
They weren't going to the gym.
Yeah.
So I carried on for 2 years, and I actually lost nearly 4 stone. And it was good. However, my thinking around food and the routine that I had was still really unhealthy, because I would stick to this routine all week, and then I would get weighed on a Friday morning, and then I would go from my weigh-in to Lidl's and buy loads of goodies and binge. So like my habits had never changed.
Yeah, I think
It didn't actually change my internal thinking.
Yeah.
It just gave me I just coated the surface.
Yeah, totally.
Basically. And I lost weight. Amazing, great, I lost weight. However, it didn't actually help me to improve my thinking and my habits, like long term.
Yeah. I think
So
I don't want this to come across when we talk about Slimming World as like just a bashing, because
no, it's definitely not.
Because you're right, there is a
Because
lot of good
it is
things about
It
it.
is valuable to a lot of people, absolutely.
There's accountability, there's support there. It's cheap for some people. That's a good thing and a bad thing, whatever. Like there is a lot of good things to it, but also, as you've mentioned, for me, there's very little education towards it. So
that's what it's missing. Yeah.
while it may on the surface, if you look at somebody who's lost weight, like that's a positive. But when you look at them in terms of then their habits, how they think about food, like nothing's probably changed. So I think for a lot of people, they get lost in that.
Yeah.
And they think about the short term, like you did at that time, which is like
Yeah.
fair. But yeah, I feel as though a lot of people from Slimming World will not learn enough.
They won't learn. how to change their habit. I mean, they're there for a reason. You go to Slimming World for a reason to lose weight, but how did you get to that point in the first place? Like, you have to address these sort of like issues that, you know, these kind of like the root of the cause. And I just think it is just a total short term fix. And I remember actually being there one night and the leader saying to me, I was saying about not losing weight. I was like, I've been here for 2 years. Like, my progress is so slow. Like, the girls are weight's dropping off them. Yeah. And she actually said to me, oh, Nicole, maybe you should stop going to the gym.
Jesus.
Stop lifting weights. And I was like that.
Yeah.
What the heck? How is that even a good advice to give someone?
Well, it's not, but I mean,
from a health perspective.
Yeah, exactly. And again,
you know?
I think one of the main negatives.
That was a bit of a turning point actually for me when she said that.
Yeah, 100%. One of the main negatives for me looking in is that people who actually run it aren't gym people. They're not. No.
Absolutely.
Health and lifestyle people. They're just. I don't know what bracket or what category you put them in, but they're just normal people, obviously doing it as a job, which is fine, like fair play. But again, the balance of having both, like the healthy lifestyle and then obviously the Slimming World approach, it just doesn't, like, there's nothing in between to like them.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we didn't completely bash that, but...
No, we didn't. And there is good things about it, like portion control and the fakeaways. The fakeaways saved me.
The recipes are unbelievable.
I still use the fakeaways recipes. They're amazing.
The recipes are brilliant.
So we're definitely not bashing it.
No, not at all.
We're not, because there is a place for it.
Yeah. So what do you think's been the biggest change now from like old Nicole being so scale weight focused and I must see this drop in weight to now how you live and approach things from a lifestyle perspective? What's been like the biggest shift?
So as you know, we talked about this before in the podcast. I used to be obsessed with the scales. And like Slimming World definitely contributed to that obsession. So I don't give a shit about the scales really anymore now. You know, and it's taken a long time, a lot of years to start thinking that way. I'll go on them now and again just as a tool, just as a metric, just to like see how I'm getting on. But however, they used to really make me really sad and upset and angry, didn't they?
I just call it sad step.
Awful. Yeah. Like really a massive emotional impact they would have on me in a negative way. And I even think sometimes I'd go on there and I would lose a little bit of weight and it still wouldn't be enough. You know, and you're still like, it's just my relationship was just so unhealthy. So now I don't even, the scales are like, over. I just, photos in the mirror and my clothes and stuff like that, I just use.
I'm glad you mentioned that because again, females are crazy for this where they put so much effort into food, gym, lifestyle, whatever it is, and then they use the scale weight as like the indicator of the success of that when actually it should be how you feel, it should be your clothes, it should be your body, it should be you in a year's time or how you feel. And it's just a validation for a lot of people, the scales, to confirm that the effort they're putting in is worthwhile. Because
we're like conditioned to use that. We're conditioned to use the scales. We always have done for years. Everyone's used to have a set of scales in their bathrooms growing up. It's like it's just in our brains just to use the scales. But I just think it just has such a negative impact on a lot of people.
It does, for sure.
How can you use the scales to measure, like especially as a female, all the fluctuations that we have, day to day, week to week, month to month? Like it's just so unreliable, you know.
So one of the things I wanted to talk about is you're a very social person. Probably why we got on so well, because I am as well. But obviously, you have changed a lot in terms of your thinking with food, as we've mentioned, and we're going to talk about. And one of the biggest things of that has been balancing out your fitness, your health, and obviously your food. And you never used to think like this. You would just go on a fad diet. You would do 5-6 days where you were on it. And then obviously you would do something social, a takeaway, a meal out, a weekend away, and all of a sudden it was like back to Monday, feeling like shit.
Oh yeah,
struggling
back
again.
To square one. Yeah.
So what do you think has been the biggest change for you in terms of that relationship with food and basically now balancing things off?
So like the realization on the Sunday, the Monday, how you feel. Like how I used to feel mentally. You and I discussed this so much. You talk about this on your podcast, like you're very open about this. It took me a long time to get my head around like actually how food was making me feel. Like it sounds silly now saying it now to you after all this time, but it just took a long time. And just now, like if I was to go and have a heavy weekend or a heavy Saturday night, I'd feel like shit on the Sunday and the Monday. And then, but I know now that if I go to the gym on the Sunday or the Monday, it's like almost like like, it's gone.
Yeah.
You go to the gym and it just erases that horrible feeling, that sluggish, and then you can just carry on your week.
Yeah. So it's almost just a case of you've learned to bounce back a little bit quicker and not feel like you fucked it as much.
Totally, and like the accountability of it as well. Like I'm in this for the long term. Like what's the point? I've done this for so long now. Why am I still going out on a Saturday night and having like a Max's and then being like, oh fuck it, the next day, who cares? Yeah. Where's it going to get me?
Got you.
Like it's just taking that accountability for my own. If I'm choosing to do that, then I have to do that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So it's just, it's not always the case though. Let's be honest. You don't always,
I know.
But it's.
I know. But
it's hard.
Yeah,
it swings and roundabouts, like you say.
It
you
does.
love that, don't you?
I do love that.
You say that all the time.
Swings and roundabouts, highs and lows.
Highs and lows.
But no, it is so common, and I think a lot of people who go on a weight loss journey or whatever it might be, they always do feel as though they have to there has to be a consequence. They have to lose something out their lifestyle or stop enjoying themselves as much.
Give something up.
But actually, like this, I say, okay, what can we do more of then? If you're going to be social and you're going to enjoy yourself, how can we add in more steps? How can we add in more nutrients in your food? How can we add in more workouts? Like, think more rather than less.
This is our main thing.
You're good at this as well.
We're like, I should be a pro at this. We talk about this all the time. Like, if I'm going to go out and have like a meal out on a Friday night, I'll make sure on the Friday I've got all my steps. I've been to the gym, and I'm like, you have to like balance it. It's just a bit of balance, isn't it?
100%. And again, old Nicole would have probably been in a case of, I'm going to go out the weekend, I'm going to make an arse of it, and then Monday I'm going to have to stand on the scales again in front of Betty at Slimming World, and it's a disaster. But now...
Still get a wee clap, because I put on half a pound.
But it's a case of now you're like, okay, I'm going out this weekend, so from a lifestyle perspective, what can I do to make things better or to balance things off? We actually had a conversation about earning, didn't we? Like earning your right to like go out and enjoy yourself and balance things off.
Yeah.
Which is important for sure.
No, totally it is. Because we can't always be doing all these amazing, lovely things, socializing and all these things without any type of repercussions. It's just that taking that accountability as well. Like we were talking before about maintenance. Like I think maintenance is a great thing. Yeah. Like if I don't make a huge amount of progress in a space of time, it's not the end of the world, because I've actually maintained, and I've not gained any weight, or I've not actually gone the wrong direction, but I'm in a better place, like physically, than what I would have been if I hadn't have maintained, or like, and mentally as well. Like, why am I pushing for all these changes?
And again, a lot of females relate to this because, and you're a perfect example, like you're a nurse, you're a mum of two, you've got so much going on. How am I going to expect you to always be in a deficit? How am I going to expect you to always be doing things to help you lose weight? Like, it's just not going to happen. You're going to have stresses. You're going to have hectic lifestyle. Like, there's always going to be things. And like so many females just go through their life thinking, I must be in a deficit to lose weight. When actually, if you eat a little bit more food, you go into your maintenance phase or whatever it is.
That's okay.
That's okay.
It's fine.
It's a good place to be.
Yeah,
sustainable place to be for a while.
I think that's a good balance to have, is knowing that you can be in a maintenance phase, and then you get. I know I get this, but I do, because we're always good up and down, and I'm like, right, that's it. I'm like buzzing this week. Like, I'm going to the gym. Let's up the gym. Let's do this. Let's set some new goals. Like, that's what life's all about, though. Life has ups and downs. Like, we go through things. Like, I go periods like at work where I'm doing night shifts and I'm so tired and I'm stressed, and I can't be arsed going to the gym as often as what I had done before. Then I'll be on annual leave, and I'll be like, I'm going to go 4 times this week. Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
you always go through little
maintenance is okay.
Yeah, when you're maintaining and you're eating a little bit more food, or you're being a little bit kinder to yourself, you actually go through more periods of motivation to actually do more.
Oh, totally. And then there's the pressure. The pressure's off, because if you're saying to me, listen, it's fine, give yourself a break. Like, stop putting so much pressure on yourself. You can be maintaining for a week or two. It's absolutely, like the week before the time of the month. What am I like with my hormones? A nightmare.
Yeah. Every female's like that.
Oh, 100%. Are they as bad as me?
I don't know actually. But no, it's true. And again,
it's
a lot
hard, though.
Females try and, when it's their time of the month or their end of their cycle, they try and do things that their body just doesn't want to do.
And that's where you've educated me, And even though you're a guy and I know all these things, but you've actually still educated me and probably all your other females in that kind of sense of like with strength training and running and all these things that like just don't worry about it. Your body doesn't want to do that this week. It's fine. But next week or the week after, that's when you're going to feel your strongest. You're going to feel your fittest. Like that's when you can start amping up. Mm-hmm. So that's valuable. That's really good to know.
It is, and more females should be aware of it. And, and again, there needs to be more platforms. There needs to be more places where there's a little bit more education on that. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's just me being fitnessy all the time, but thinking that. But I feel as though that's what it should be.
I think it's getting better. There's more awareness of things like that. I see more things like that on Instagram now than what I ever have. But I think there definitely needs to be more. 100%, yeah.
So you recently went through a bit of a health scare. Mm-hmm. But we're not going to get into it because we'll be here all day, which is fine.
We can just skim the surface. Yeah. Makes it sound like I've like really been sick or something.
But how much has the last 3 months made you appreciate your health and your fitness and where you actually are now, or where you have been the last couple of years?
Massively, huge. I'll just say what it was that happened. I had a virus that affected my inner ear, the nerve in my ear, that basically knocked my whole balance system out. So as you know, I couldn't walk in a straight line, I couldn't drive, I couldn't leave the house on my own, and we thought I had a stroke because it was some of the symptoms were a stroke. So that really that really scared me, and it made me think, oh God, I just need to just enjoy and take the pressure off a bit more.
100%. And you're a much healthier person now. If this had happened 3 years ago, mentally you would have been so much worse off than what you are.
So I've been stuck in the house for almost 2 months, and I haven't for the first month not been able to leave the house, barely. And whereas so I've not had any exercise barely for and I could have just gone home and I could just sat in the house and just stuff my face. But I have a different, thank God, I have such a different outlook on that now. And I actually managed to be in a deficit and be in a maintenance while I was recovering at home. Because I wasn't I was sedentary a lot of the time. So I didn't use a lot of energy, so it was fine. It was actually easier. However, a couple of years ago, that wouldn't have been the case.
No,
chance.
It definitely would have. And again,
no chance.
It gave you an opportunity to appreciate when you started to go back to the gym and we started to build you back up with how confident you felt going back to the gym and running. It gave you that appreciation for, this is what I was doing before.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because there was times when you were saying to me, I've just done this run and it felt terrible, and I was like, Nicole, 2 years ago you wouldn't have done that run. But now it's like, that 3 months ago I did that run, and now you appreciate it more.
I know. Remember my sister said to you a few times, I can't wait to get back to the gym.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get back. I miss it so much. Yeah. People say they can go to the gym anytime they want. I actually can't go to the gym. I can't leave my house. So I can't wait to go back. And right enough, since I've been feeling better, my routine's been actually better than ever, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You do. You appreciate it so much more. And again, old Nicole wouldn't have fought like that. And again, it probably comes back to the fact that you appreciate going to the gym more now because how it makes you feel, rather than you used to go to the gym because it would help you lose weight.
That's the difference.
But
that is the key. That is the key, because even though I don't see huge leaps and bounds of weight, it doesn't matter like it used to matter. That used to be what it was all about, was about weight. Yeah. And if you want to lose weight, go to Slimming World, crack on. But it's not about that. For me now, I've discovered running, and I love it because it makes me feel great.
Half the battle, isn't it?
Calms my mind. Yeah. I used to think people used to say that, oh my God, you're so full of shit. But now I'm like, it really works.
It makes you feel zen.
It does actually, yeah. It's great, it's good. It's all good.
What advice would you give to anybody who was thinking the way old Nicole did, feels stuck in the kind of cycle of start, stop, fad diet?
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
It takes time and work to you've got to work through it yourself. And with the likes of you, do you mean one of your clients or just anybody?
No, just anyone in general. Say if your daughter got to, 25 years old and she was struggling with her weight, and she was in a place where you were, where it was just she wanted to lose weight as quickly as possible. Oh,
I would say, look, don't think like that. That's not. You need to find a way that's going to be long term. It's going to be sustainable. You can still enjoy it. Life's too short. What are we doing here? Why, you're not going to be like you need to find a way of doing this that's going to be that you can actually sustain it long term. And we know all the benefits of like strength training. We know the benefits of like your running and things like that, like how they make you feel. You find things that you enjoy. That's the other thing as well, is that when you go to the gym, when I used to come see you 1-to-1, I'm online now, but I find that now when I used to come see you, I would do their program, but then I would go to the gym on my own and do what I wanted to do though. And that was okay. I'm still working hard. And it's about finding things that you enjoy to make the journey like enjoyable.
Within your own time, within obviously how you're feeling on that day and everything.
And it's not always going to be good. It's not going to be good. It's not always going to be easy. It's going to be hard and stuff. And it's just like, it's cheesy, but consistency is key.
Yes, indeed.
And just keep going with it, keep pushing forward, because eventually you'll see. It depends what kind of goal you've got as well though. Yeah. Like for me, I'm more about like the health benefits and the mental health. Whereas if other people have got different goals to me, that's fine. Just whatever your goal is, you will get to that point eventually. And you find someone like yourself, bit of guidance.
Find the right voice, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And a good balance, so you can still have donuts, right? At this lovely place, and still go to the gym, and that's just balance, isn't it? Yeah.
Speaking of these donuts, I'm going to get cracked into
How
them.
have
So
I don't know.
Exactly. It's a good place to end
going
because
on?
we're going to crack open them.
We need to get into them
for sure. So thank you for taking the time to watch this. I hope that was helpful. I know a lot of people will be able to relate to what Nicole's been through. How she now thinks and how she now lives her lifestyle, which is the most important thing. Again, if you haven't been to Perk, I highly recommend. As you can see, it's incredible. And we'll see you for the next episode.